It seems like every year we're all just waiting for a zombie apocalypse to start. So what better way to prepare yourself than by watching zombie anime, right? I mean, you could at least learn how to fight off those crazy hordes anime style. So let's take a look over anime history to rank the absolute best zombie-themed titles of all time. Whip out your notepads, leave all questions for the end, and dear God don't let them bite you. 10. Shurxiong. This show both stays true to the zombie formula and goes completely against it at the same time. Unlike a few of the shows here. We get a proper zombie apocalypse, great. But the show itself is so sarcastic and critical that it can throw you out of whack. Suddenly there's a zombie that really likes paper money, say no to the brain and say yes to bread I guess. And there are kids in giraffe costumes. And why does everything seem like a really witty and offensive joke that I don't get because I'm not from China? Is this like a zombie South Park? Well, I guess that's up to you. 9. Helsing Ultimate. Helsing is a zombie anime, a vampire anime, a military anime, a horror anime. In short, it has everything. And let's be honest, you watch this show for two main reasons. First, the action. It's gory, there's cigarette smoke and blood flying everywhere, hundreds of bad guys, the literal power of God and anime on one side, and so on. The other reason is Alucard. This sly demon spawns honestly carries the show, to an extent. His laid-back demeanor coupled with his overpowered nature and ruthless combat just makes for some quality entertainment. 8. Dao Zusher. Yes, this is a Chinese anime.
China, okay, China, good country.
But if that's enough to stop you from watching it, then you are missing out, my friend. This show was honestly one of the best to come out in 2018. It's so well polished, the story is incredibly detailed, and the world makes sense as a whole. It's not a zombie apocalypse type deal, but rest assured there are plenty of zombies. Resurrection, black and white magic, and all this stuff play important roles in the story. I honestly don't even want to say more than that, no spoilers here. Just watch and see why this series has consistently rocked a rating of 8.57. Black Butler. Book of the Atlantic. Black Butler is pretty demon-focused and terrific to watch overall. But that doesn't really fit the bill for this list. That is unless we take a look at the 2017 movie Book of the Atlantic. Now we're knee-deep in zombie territory. For any lover of Black Butler, this movie should be a no-brainer. We get more time to drool over Sebastian, and in an unexpected twist they even made Grell an excellent character. And if you're not a fan of the original show, it would still not be a waste of time to check this out. You have kick-ass demon butlers, grim reapers, and zombies. What more could you ask for? 6. Is this a zombie? Usually in zombie shows you have a few people being chased by zombies from every side, right? Well, how about we have a zombie chased around by cute girls of varying power from every side? That's this show basically. It is far from a thriller or an action-packed don't tell anyone you got bit type of zombie show. It's zany as hell and has actually made me laugh out loud on multiple occasions. So if you want a show that's technically about zombies, but also has some harem. 5. Corpse Princess. If she breathes, then she's a human being with valid emotions. Or at least that is the question that the show tackles. You see, in this world there are Shikabanheim living corpses brought back from the dead because they held on to regret during their life. But of course they don't just go to counseling sessions to sort those things out. No, they'd rather be used as weapons. From there on out there are tons of questions considering morals, as well as some badass fight scenes. 4. The Empire of Corpses. The Empire of Corpses is a movie that, on paper, blew me away. Following Frankenstein's invention, living corpses start to be mass-produced. The protagonist of the movie brings back his friend and tries to figure out whether he could ever truly be alive again. But then it kind of pulled a Tokyo Ghoul and made the canvas a bit too big for the picture. Suddenly we have wars going on, dozens of characters and tons of locations. I will say, however, the action is absolutely amazing and the world feels alive. I mean dead and vibrant. So if you have 2 hours to kill and want to be visually amazed, and not so much intellectually wowed, definitely give the Empire of Corpses a watch. 3. High School of the Dead. I think there's one prerequisite for enjoying High School of the Dead to the fullest: to turn your brain off. Although most zombie-type shows don't do much in terms of plot, HOTD really nails it home. But once you get over that, oh boy. As far as action goes, it's one of my favorites as the animation is crisp and the brutality rating just up my aisle. The cast is interesting enough, with a gun nut, a bloodthirsty babe, a tsundere and so on. Although I doubt an actual apocalypse would have this much fan service, I still think the depiction is solid. 2. Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress. Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress. When talking about Kabaneri, the usual description you'll hear is, can we get Attack on Titan? We have Attack on Titan back home. And sure, there are quite a few similarities, with the whole enclosed city, short fused protagonist and badass female lead scenario. But Kabaneri still has its own merits to stand on. The zombies in this show, the Kabane, are downright terrifying. The action is also terrific, with a hype as hell soundtrack to go alongside it. And unlike a few of the shows on here, it has an actual plot. No potato girl though, big minus on that one. 1. School Live, we managed to combine zombies, and an actual plot. I really enjoyed this show because it was not as gung-ho as a lot of the other entries. Initially it's like a thriller tease fest before we actually get into the morbid meat and potatoes of the series. It does a great job of mixing pure beach episode, pet chasing, adorable shenanigans, making for a very refreshing experience. There might not be any gravity-defying physics, but it is definitely worth a watch.